Welcome back. I am Dr. Nicola from Pomp and Whimsey Gin and from Conservatory. In our previous session, we talked about why we need deep data and not just big data to help us drive decision making as business owners. In the second part, we're going to talk about how we collect this data and what we do with it once we have it to help us get to competitive advantage in the marketplace. So when it comes to collecting qualitative data, it's really everywhere, all around us. It's just a matter of systematically putting it together and going through it and finding the themes and patterns that jump out. There are 4 different ways that we can do this. The first is through online observation. We are all always at our computers or on our phones. We can see the reviews that people write about our products online. We can see the comments that people make on our posts on social media. And hopefully we're getting real-time customer feedback from people as well as they come through our doors and have experiences with our brands. As we start to collect all of these things and put them in one place, we can start to see themes and patterns emerge. This is less about what one particular comment was and more about, as we look at the totality of feedback that we're getting from customers, are there certain things that are popping out that we should pay attention to? Secondly, we can observe people in the wild. We can observe them in stores. Every time we go to shop in a grocery store or a liquor store, we can stop for just a minute to watch who else is in there and how they're shopping and what they're looking at and what else is in their grocery cart. We're also spending many time in bars, of course, through our jobs every day. We shouldn't be in there only to do sales calls. While we're doing our sales calls, we can also stop, listen and learn. Watch the people who come into the bar, watch the people behind the bar, look at how they're interacting with our product and other people's as well. Of course, if we have a distillery and we have public open days or tours of our distillery, this is a perfect opportunity to watch people as they go and interact on the tour. Is there a certain tour guide who gets better responses than others? Is it something to do with their personality, the way they're presenting the brand? Or is there certain information or stories or narratives that they're including that others aren't, that people are really engaging with? And of course, as brands, we have ample opportunity to do events, not just to see how people respond when they taste our product, but to just observe a little bit more about who they are and the types of people who seem to be excited about our brands. Moving on from observation, we can actually solicit this data ourselves. So every time someone comes into a distillery and does a tour, you should be giving them a feedback form with open-ended questions about their experience and about their perceptions of the brand, and even gather data about other things that they might be interested in. Are there other distilleries in the area they visited? Are they from out of town? All of this information and data helps to give us a better picture of who our customer is. We can actively seek feedback on social media through polls, and we can send people email surveys, asking them questions and getting their feedback. Finally, we can do this more formally with depth interviews. We can hire agencies like mine to put focus groups together, or we can do them ourselves. Next time you have a group come through your distillery that are particularly excited about the experience they've had, why not invite them back on another day and have an hour or 2 hour long session with them, asking more questions about who they are and what they think. You can do this one-on-one, or you can ask them to bring some like-minded friends, put the product in front of them, put new ideas in front of them, and get their reaction. Once you've done this 4, 5, 6 times, I promise you'll start to see themes emerging, and that will help you get a better sense, not just of what your consumer is all about, but how you as a brand owner are responding to that and making important decisions. So once you have this data in hand, what do you do with it? How do you analyze it? Well, I've alluded to this already. The first step is in identifying any patterns in the data. So once you look at consumers' responses across a variety of media and questions, you can start to see, are there certain patterns or trends in the way that they are responding to things? Once you've identified those patterns, you can start making connections. Is there a reason why they're having that response? If you changed something, are they likely to have a different response? And this will help you uncover key insights about your consumer. Once you feel you're confident about who your customer is and what makes them tick, then you can start testing hypotheses. If I was to bring out this flavor or this SKU, how do I think this consumer would react to it? And you can go back into the data to find the evidence for that. And this is extremely important when you then go out to sell your brand to wholesalers and to retailers. You can go into a wholesaler or a retailer with all of the big data in the world. The truth is, they've probably already seen it. They may have commissioned that research themselves, or other brands may be coming in with that data. However, if you are able to go in and say, I truly understand who my audience is, I know how they shop, I know how they make their decisions, and I know how this brand will sell in your store, not only are you giving yourself an advantage, you are giving them a competitive advantage too. And that is a win-win. And that's what qualitative data is all about. So I hope that you will use every interaction that you have with your customers, not just to get feedback on your product, but to really learn and to use that to help drive your strategy and decision making on your business. Thank you for your time.